Baby Keem has one of the brightest futures in hip-hop right now. Not only does Baby Keem have the musical skill to be a star in hip-hop, he also has the support of some of the biggest names in the genre. Rappers like Travis Scott, Kanye West, Kendrick Lamar, but even Drake if you think about it.
That shit is only hitting hard when Baby Keem put his pen to it.
The point is, it seems like everybody loves some Baby Keem. And yet, it's been 3 years since Baby Keem last released an album. And to put it in simple terms, we don't really know why. Of course, it's important to mention that Baby Keem hasn't always been someone who took long to release music. If we rewind to the beginning of his career, we realize that when it comes to music, Baby Keem was putting in work. In the span of 2 years between 2017 and 2018, Keem would release 4 mixtapes, 2 under the stage name of Baby Keem being In Hearts and Darts and The Sound of Bad Habit. And though these records weren't necessarily the peak of artistic integrity, it showed that Baby Keem had work ethic. On top of that, when he wasn't working on his own music, he was working alongside other people in the industry. This includes helping out on the Black Panther soundtrack in 2018, as well as helping J-Rock on some songs on Redemption. Additionally, in 2019, he would also do some more work in the way of Schoolboy Q's Trash Talk, where he produced the biggest hit of the record, Num Num Juice.
Okay, let's get it.
He also produced a track on the Lion King soundtrack, which notably not only featured Kendrick Lamar, but Beyonce as well. And despite however much nepotism might have helped him to get the part, he sure was putting in the work to prove that he deserved it. Furthermore, while all of this was going on, Baby Keem would continue working on his own career and gain some buzz in the hip-hop world with the release of Die For My Bitch, a mixtape that allowed Baby Keem to reach heights he hadn't seen before in the way of the tape's breakout hit Orange Soda.
Bitch sit on my face, I attack that.
A song which would hit big on TikTok back when TikTok was still a relatively new thing for people. And as a result, the song would hit Billboard's Hot 100, becoming Baby Keem's first ever song to do so. And just as a bonus fact, Baby Keem debuted on the charts the same week that Olivia Rodrigo did, which personally I think is kind of funny. Speaking of funny, you guys should subscribe to this channel because I am pretty funny. I appreciate it, but honestly, I appreciate all types of support. I'm just trying to get to 41k. Anyways, back to the video. Baby Keem had put in the work, and not only was it clear that Keem had a good work ethic, it was also clear that he wasn't shy about releasing new music.
Think I got a sense for a mosh pit, likes on the gram, make a bitch think she poppin'.
Like, really, the only thing that stopped Baby Keem was a global pandemic. But then again, that quarantine stopped everybody, except for the few that took a risk and the people that wanted to cash in on the quarantine. And even then, Baby Keem wasn't entirely inactive. He was picked for XXL's freshman list, and looking back at it, this was a relatively stacked class. By 2021, Keem was experiencing his most fruitful year. He was working alongside artists like Travis Scott, Kanye West, and he was supposed to feature on What's Next with Drake.
Told you that I was a mess, okay? I get out of bed and get dressed, okay?
But for whatever reason, that got scrapped. And I mean, I think I know the reason, but then again, that's just speculation from me.
Minor.
Preparing for his biggest release yet, Baby Keem's stock continued to rise. And though he had a decently sized discography, it was finally time for Keem to release a debut studio album, which he did with the Melodic Blue. The record had features from people like Brent Faiyaz and Travis Scott, but it was Kendrick Lamar who lit up the world.
Smoking on, what's the name tonight?
His Family Ties verse had people hyped up for what the next Kendrick Lamar album was going to look like, and Baby Keem capitalized on the moment. Of course, most people were going to listen to the song for Kendrick Lamar, but Baby Keem did his thing. And the same can be said for most of the record, especially because when it comes to debut studio albums, there's not a lot of albums in the 2020s that are as memorable as Baby Keem. Everything was looking good, but what might not look good is your personal information on random websites. And if you would like to protect yourself from these data brokers selling your information, Aura is for you. This video is sponsored by Aura, and using the top link in the description, Aura will find the data broker selling your data and automatically submit opt-out requests on your behalf, which you might think can't happen to you or isn't useful. But did you know that AT&T revealed that over 73 million customer records were released on the dark web? They recommend those affected use strong passwords, check account activity, and think about credit freezes or fraud alerts from credit bureau. But with Aura, you have nothing to worry about, and by heading to aura.com/KingBennyGarcia or clicking the link at the top of the description, you can start your 2-week free trial today. Don't let these data brokers take money from you no more. Take control with Aura. Click the link in the description or head over to aura.com/KingBennyGarcia. The release of the Melodic Blue marked the beginning of a promising career for Baby Keem. Not only did it prove that Baby Keem could perform on the big stage, it also showed that commercially and critically, Baby Keem had something to prove. And he would continue to prove that he was a force to be reckoned with in the way of collaborating. Not only did he make an appearance on Kanye West's Donda, he also would have made an appearance on Donda 2 had it released, or I guess had it released to streaming services at the very least. And obviously he was a big part on Kendrick Lamar's Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers,
Tell me what you would do for steady.
where he was predominantly featured both on production as well as the rapping side. By the way, Savior Interlude is like a top 3 song in the album, but that's just me though. And then he would round out 2022 by releasing a deluxe version to the Melodic Blue. Hey, not gonna lie, that one rhymed. I'm not used to my lines rhyming, I ain't gonna lie. And then Baby Keem just kinda disappeared. And I only say kind of because technically he has been in the public eye. But in terms of music, there hasn't been a lot from Baby Keem, which for a young rapper, especially of the level of Baby Keem, seems very odd. Like, I don't know, usually every artist has not that much of a gap between their second album and their debut album. On top of that, rappers just kind of do a lot of features, but outside of 2023's The Hillbillies, Baby Keem's been dead quiet. And it got to the point where Baby Keem fans were so desperate for content, they found his old YouTube channel, but it still didn't explain Baby Keem's lack of activity. But there's one very obvious thing as to why Baby Keem hasn't released music, and it's because of Kendrick Lamar. Now, I'm not saying that Baby Keem is gonna become this 855-day level rapper, but he's definitely on tour with an 855-day level rapper. And as far as I know, I don't even know when this tour ends. The Big Steppers tour has gone all over the world, and opening for Kendrick Lamar has been Baby Keem. And touring as it is already exhausting, but I can't imagine what it's like to be on a world tour at such an early age. I'm also not sure if Baby Keem has a studio set up in Germany, so you know, there's no time for him to record songs. And the other reason why I say it's because of Kendrick Lamar is because you know, the whole Drake thing. Like, I don't know, I think if there's anybody that knew how things were going to get, it was probably Baby Keem, especially since he's been dissing Drake since 2021. And because I find it hard to believe that Kendrick Lamar just kept everybody out of the loop. That verse could not have been sporadic. Anyways though, with everything settling down now, I feel like a Baby Keem album should be around the corner. And around the corner could be like a year from now. Maybe even less than that. I guess we'll see. Anyways, yeah, shout out to Aura, and well, a special shout out to y'all as well, because everything's been going well with the channel, and that's thanks to y'all. Just hit 40k, 41 is next, then 42, then all the way to 100. But yeah, so yeah, shout out to God, shout out to Jay Dilla, shout out to y'all, shout out to me, and yeah.